So today we're going to talk about something very important, eyes. So you see a lot of kids these days, thick glasses with the pollution, watery eyes, so much is happening, and on top of it you have so many myths. So first, we're very happy we have Dr. Shibal with us to talk to us about how to take care of eyes, especially for your little ones. So we'll start with some of the myths, all of these grandmother's tales that we've grown up with. And are they true or false?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the 20/20 vision is the gold standard?
Yes, it is. 20/20 means 1 by 1, which means it is what it should be. So yes, 20 by 20 is gold standard.
And are eye tests that you take on the net and all these places, are they reliable?
No.
Okay.
In one word, no. You will need to see your eye doctor at some point or the other. And when I mean eye doctor, I say eye doctor, not just your optometrist or a dukaan jahan chashme bikte.
Yeah, every
Because
optician they have
yes,
these.
but there is just so much more to eye care than just getting your chashma right. So you will need to eventually see your doctor. And online is not reliable. And if you will look at the small print, at the bottom of each web page, there will be something that says, please see your eye doctor to confirm.
That they will
This
write
is-
in very
yeah,
small
very
letters.
small print,
that
which you
they
can't read
don't
anyway.
So watching too much TV, is it bad for like everybody? We have grown up hearing this. TV mat dekho, aankh kharab ho jayegi.
आंखें नहीं खराब होंगी, दिमाग खराब हो सकता है if you watch too much TV. No, but how this works is that you will have eye strain. It will not damage your eyes, but you will get eye strain. Also, there are some reports, especially in Southeast Asians, कि जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा prolonged near work करते हैं, as children especially, चश्मे का नंबर बढ़ सकता है. So the incidence of myopia is higher in children who read more, who spend more time on a tablet. But we really don't know what happens if you don't do that, because there's no comparative. You can't say इन बच्चों को हमने 10 घंटों तक टीवी के आगे बिठा के रखा और उनको चश्मा लग
So
गया.
I have one question. Like when there's surgery in the house, like if you get surgery done, they say, "Abhi tumhari body weak hai, TV mat dekho." So the first thing
No.
nothing.
We never said that
because
to you.
yeah, it does.
We let you watch TV even if you've had cataract surgery, which is surgery on the eye. You can go ahead and watch
So
TV.
that comes to my next question. Ab sare devices, always हमारे mama papa कहते थे, you can't sit so close to the TV. You need to sit at least this far away. The bigger the screen, the further. But now, as you said, with iPads and phones, they're literally in our eyes. So is this bad for our eyes?
So again, one bit is in the children where it might just increase the myopia, the number of the chashma, because we really don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what we've seen so far. It will definitely cause eye strain. So the larger your monitor and the more further away that you are, the less is the strain on the eye. So meri aankhein seedhi hain, I don't have a squint. But if I look at something close, can you see they're coming together?
Yeah.
So this is called convergence. It's carried out by the really small muscles on the eye. These get fatigued if you do it for prolonged time. And you will get strain, yahan pe sar dard hona shuru ho jayega. You'll see that letters will start swimming into each other. And if you look at the distance and again pass me, you'll see everything is fuzzy for a bit. So that's because of the strain. But will it cause lasting damage? The jury is out there. We don't know yet.
Okay. And reading in the dark, is it bad for the eyes?
Look, reading is good for you. You're talking to a bibliophile. Reading can only be good. Again, it may cause strain, but it will not damage your eyes in any way. Well, I mean, when you talk of reading, when you're reading in poor light and when you are growing older, you will definitely find it easier to read in good lighting. If you're reading under the bed covers because you don't want your parents to find out, you might get a headache. But it's not going to damage your eyes.
And what about using the wrong glasses? Because a lot of people say if you don't have the right number or the right type of glasses, that can also be very damaging to the eyes.
Look, all of the damage that we're talking of so far, including wrong glasses, is strain. So if you wear the wrong pair of glasses, sar dard hoga, aankhon mein strain hoga, it will just be uncomfortable in the long run. Your eyes will feel tired, but it is not going to permanently damage your eye.
Salt water, people rinse their eyes. And on top of salt water, people say Triphala se dho lo, Ayurveda se dho lo. So how safe and unsafe these?
Okay, so no water in the eye, period.
No water, okay.
Okay, so hang on.
It reminds me, like pehle bolte
No
the
eye cups.
20 times,
No
flash your eyes.
No eye cups. So remember, the eye produces a tear, which is a constant production, which is being drained into your nose and your throat as you and I speak also.
Right.
So the eye is constantly being bathed in a fluid, which is the fluid that the eye requires to remain healthy. When you put water in the eye, you wash away that tear film for 4 hours. That's how long it takes to regenerate. तो 4 घंटों तक your eyes are dry and exposed to everything in the environment.
So why people used to say splash your eyes 25 times
But
in the
people
morning?
say all kinds of things, my love, and you know, there is no. So
That's why we're getting down to
that's
the
why
basics
we're coming
of
down to the myths. So in case something falls into your eye, or if there is a chemical that is in your eye, then you take drinking water in your palm like that, and you gently open your eyes into them. You never splash water into your eye, and try not to use tap water because that's water you don't put in your mouth. You live in Delhi, Gurugram, wherever.
So filtered water only.
Yes, drinking water, if at all. And if it's a serious chemical injury, then of course you'll do whatever you can find. But why would you put Triphala in your eye? No logic.
That's Ayurveda, as we were talking about it. All these.
I will not comment because that's not something I'm allowed
Okay,
to
I'm going to
comment
come on something else. Gajar khao, bit. It will make your eyesight very good.
No, it will not. Gajar has beta carotene. So does spinach.
And what
so
about
do
vitamin
eggs.
A also?
Vitamin A का precursor है beta carotene. So तुम्हारा दूध fortified है, तुम्हारा butter जो तुम खाते हो, table butter is fortified. Eggs are a good source of vitamin A. So the whole carrot myth is actually propaganda by the British during the Second World War.
But why?
Oh, this is really cool. I must tell you this story. It's one of my favorite stories to tell in ophthalmology, I think. So there is this really hot, really good-looking RAF pilot called John Cunningham.
Okay.
He was called Cat's Eyes. So he was supposed to be this mythical person who actually bombed 30 German aircrafts in one night.
Okay.
And they were like, wow, iski aankhein itni tez hain, isko raat mein bhi dikhta hai. And he was the poster boy for carrot khana. Because there was, at that point, a huge food shortage because everything was bombed to death. And the food ministry in Britain actually had an excess stock of carrots.
Oh.
So that's how this entire myth came about. But
So they wanted to get rid of carrots.
carrots, and they wanted to associate it with brilliant night vision from their hero, the wartime hero, who was actually a hero. But what you also need to understand that not just carrots, there are other things which are much better than carrots. Like we just talked of all the green leafy vegetables, we talked of beta carotene is just one part of what you need. You also need lutein, you also need zeaxanthin. So you have all the mums who come to us and they say कि अगर हम carrot खिलाएंगे तो क्या इसकी चश्मा उतर जाएगा? नहीं. So vitamin A deficiency leads to a specific disease called night blindness. It doesn't mean चश्मा उतर जाएगा या चश्मा चढ़ जाएगा. But yes, all vegetables, all fruits are good for you and consequently good for your eyes.
So they say using glasses regularly further weakens your eyes. Is it true? Again.
Seriously, I mean, like this, we're not doing this one.
It's so absurd.
No, it is like really ridiculous, right? So what happens is that if you're used to wearing glasses and you don't wear them, you notice the difference more.
So the more strain to
But
eye.
not just the strain, you realize your vision is fuzzy because you're not wearing your glasses. And which is why you perceive as अरे मेरी तो आंखें खराब हो गई, पहले तो मुझे दिख रहा था, पहले तो मैं ठीक नहीं दिख रहा था. You did not realize what clear, high definition vision is all about. It's like going from Dolby sound to stereo, right? You know once you've been exposed to Dolby. If you haven't, you're happy with your stereo. We grew up with our headphones and we were so happy till we had CDs come in with better music quality.
And what about contacts and kids? Like a lot of people say they want to differ when their kids get actually contact lenses. It's safer to have glasses.
I would agree in a lot of ways because contact lens use comes with this one big issue of hand hygiene. So unless you have a kid unlike mine who actually washes his hands, contact lenses...
Because a lot more infection is possible.
Yes, a lot more infection rates. But there are certain children, and children as young as 1 month old, in whom we've had to prescribe contact lenses because glasses are an impossibility, especially with very high refractive errors. You have to be very careful with contact lenses, whatever your age. And we assume that children are a little less responsible than somebody like your age or mine or younger also. So in my head, I wouldn't recommend contacts, and again, this is arbitrary, not backed by any science. Would be about 14 to 16. I'll be more worried if it's a boy who plays football because they will be dirtier than most. And I'm, again, speaking from experience, one at home. So yeah, but your contact lenses are slightly dicey when it comes to the hygiene effect.
And computer glare, they said all the screen glare is very, very bad for eyes.
Yes, so there was this entire study about blue light from smartphones actually causing blindness. Not true.
They say that surgery...
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Not true. But what screen light does is that it disturbs your sleep-wake cycle. There is that hormone called melatonin, which kind of regulates when you sleep and when you wake up. that gets dysregulated because of especially the blue colored light. In rats, ये study आई थी वैसे actually. So avoid screen time
In the night.
at night especially, and then there are setups, at least the Apple products and
The
also the
anti-glare
Androids.
screens.
Not just the anti-glare screens, you can actually go on and you can shift brightness and
To the night-
contrast,
night.
and you can also take it to the night mode, where the screen intent, the color and the brightness of the screen vary according to time of day. There are apps to do that.
Very nice. That was great. But now tell us, how do we know if there's something actually wrong with the child and their eyesight, and now it's time to actually visit an eye doctor and take some serious action?
Okay, so yeah, so that one's a good one. So mostly parents come to us saying TV बहुत पास से देख रहा है या किताब यहाँ लाके पढ़ रहा है, he's unable to read the blackboard. So that's one is very easy, दिख नहीं रहा बच्चे को. So you'll also notice that the child tends to rub his or her eyes more often. These children also will have more frequent eye infections. I'm an eye doctor, and how I picked up that my son had needed glasses was because he got a sty on the eye.
Okay.
Because when you are straining your eyes and your eyes are under strain, you do that, you transmit more infections. So if you see your kid rubbing his or her eyes, you bring them to the doctor. There will be watering, there will be, very rarely children will also complain of headaches. But that's usually to
So
avoid
if
school.
the child doesn't have any issues of sight or anything, regular checkup is when should one get it done?
Okay, so when the baby is born, your pediatrician does the first screen exam. Typically, recommendations are to see an eye doctor by the time the child is 6 months old.
Okay.
One more time when the child is 3, and then one just before you go to grade 1, which will be 5 or 6 years old. And then there are certain children who are marked as high risk. So if the parents are wearing glasses, then there are higher risk of getting glasses because heredity plays a big role.
So heredity
in that
plays
case,
a-
a big one. So heredity, if you are wearing glasses, then take your child every year, and then if you're not, then maybe every alternate year to the doctor.
What about pollution? Now, pollution is causing a lot of irritation to the eyes, especially in Delhi. Is there anything that you can do? I mean, you have the mask to protect the...
Yes, the eyes are the most vulnerable, and there's really nothing that you can do to screen them. But if you stay indoors when you can, and you try and live a cleaner, happier life when you can, and we talk about the carbon footprint in a bit. Sunglasses, they protect you from UV light, which is damaging, which causes increased incidence of cataracts and increased incidence of something called age-related macular degeneration. So sunglasses help. They are a mechanical barrier to dust and to allergy.
So is this
causing
okay
agents.
also for kids? Because kids are outside all the time, so should they be wearing sunglasses?
Oh boy, that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You need to find them shatterproof sunglasses then, because they will fall, they will run into each other, they will play. And that just becomes a little more difficult than usual. If you're really struggling, over the counter you can go and buy preservative-free teardrops. Be very specific that I want to buy a lubricating eye drop which is preservative-free. Because the easiest thing for the chemist to hand to you today in Delhi and in Gurugram and the rest of the country is a steroid eye drop. A steroid eye drop makes you feel good within minutes. It's also cheap because it's a drug which is under price controlled by the government of India. But it has so many side effects. It is a steroid.
Is there no control?
Well,
is
you
there
live in
no
this country,
government-
there's legislation, but there is no control. I mean, you live here, right? There is legislation, of course, but sadly, pharmacists in India prescribe almost 80% of the drugs that are being bought.
Now, last question that I have at least is natural cures. I mean, everybody loves all these natural,
person.
especially for kids.
You're
you know,
asking the wrong person then. Okay, so no, there are no natural cures for anything. So what can you do to take care of your eyes is a
Yes.
more sensible way of thinking. One, reduce your screen time.
So, okay,
One.
is there
For everyone,
well, how
blanket.
much is it? Like, how much screen time?
There is nothing that I can tell you scientifically.
Okay.
Whatever works for you, works for you. Plus, most of us work, and work is
8 hours in front of the screen.
yeah. So what can you do then? Is there something called the 20-20-20 rule? And I talk about it all the time. So every 20 minutes of screen time, close your eyes for 20 seconds.
Okay.
Open them up, and then look at something at least 20 feet away. I mean, I recommend looking at Brad Pitt. Anything that makes you smile and relaxes your eyes, and then come back to work. You can actually also time it. There are apps again, which you can use to time your screen to actually shut down at 20 minutes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my last question, they say exercises help.
Yes, exercise helps. Eye exercises do not help ward off glasses. Eye exercises may help you with your eye strain because that strengthens that muscle of convergence that we talked of. These are not eye exercises you need to go online and pay money to do. You can do it at home. Take a pen, keep it at arm's length, bring it close to your face till it becomes blurred. Look at the tip of the pen. The minute it gets blurred, you take it back and then you try and concentrate till it becomes clear again. That way you exercise these small muscles, they become stronger. So your vision tends to become a little easier, especially for reading. General exercise really helps with your eye, with health. And so eye health also develops if the refractive error or the Chashme number is not corrected in time. The child is growing and there are connections being formed between the eye and the brain. So if the eye, let's say my right eye is deficient and it always gets a fuzzy image, the brain learns to suppress it.
Okay.
This is called amblyopia and is reversible only until about 7-8 years of age. So if you don't pick it up by then the child remains with poor vision for the rest of his or her life. And this is especially true if one eye is bad, which is when you don't pick it up because usko sab dikh hi raha hai dusri
So
aankh se.
how do you do eye tests for kids that can't read letters and stuff yet?
Oh, we have picture charts.
Picture charts.
We have picture charts. And if it's a pre-verbal child, there are other ways of doing it. But your doctor knows how to do it. I promise you.
So we just need to get those eye tests done.
Yes, you do. That's like really carry home.